Good day, everyone. Welcome to our group presentation. And our group is composed of the following members: Garo Mark, De Los Angeles Justine, and I, Enriquez John. So, the objective here in this video is we are going to build a computer. First thing that we need to do here is we're gonna look for a computer case and let's search for a white cases. So here is the case that we chose, ADATA XPG Battle Cruiser. And here are the compatible sizes for the components. So let's put the case here. And this is what it looks like in front and back. Then let's unscrew the side panel. And then we are also gonna unscrew the dust panel, which is located here. And also unscrew the PCI lock and PCI cover. Second thing that we need to do is we're now going to take a look and choose what motherboard will fit in for the case. Here is ASRock C390 Taichi, and here are the compatibility components allowed for this motherboard. We're gonna put the motherboard in and we are going to screw it back to tighten the motherboard in the case. Okay. So the next thing to do is we're gonna open the CPU shield, and this is where we are gonna put the processor that will be chosen. For processor, as you can see, there are processor that is incompatible for our motherboard. And we're gonna look for Intel Core i7 8700K, which is compatible for our motherboard. And then we're gonna put it on the processor and open the drive bay. And let's look for a SSD. Here is Gigabyte M.2. And let's put it together and screw and close it. Okay, so now we're looking for a thermal paste. So the thermal paste will be used to put it in the processor. So now we're gonna look for a CPU cooling. And here is Arctic Alpine 12LP. And then here is the airflow, sockets, and the height of Arctic Alpine. We are connecting our air cooler fan to the motherboard. The next thing that we need to do is we are now going to look for a memory RAM. So what we're looking for right now is a 16 gig memory RAM. So we are looking, and okay. Here we got ADATA Spectrix. Before we put the RAM in, we need to open the memory clip first before inserting the RAM to both slots. So we will gain 32 gigabytes of RAM if the same size of RAM is added. After that, connecting the CPU fan through the mother. And once done, we are proceeding on looking for a PSU or power supplies. The chosen PSU here to be added on the case is Cooler Master V850 Gold V2 White. Just screw the lower back of the case after done putting the PSU in. Now that we're now looking for graphic cards to be added in our system unit, I am searching up for a GTX, and now what I have got here is Asus ROG Strix GeForce GTX 1080 Ti OC Edition, and with its other specification. So for it to be installed, just unscrew the PCI cover at the back of the case where we should be putting the graphic card. So after putting in the graphic cards, what we need to do is screw it back so it will be seated tightly on the case. So now for the cables, we got the color of the black one, which is the ribbon braided plain neck for the color to complement the color of our case. Connecting the motherboard to the power supply, and another one. Connecting our wires through fan up to the motherboard so it will function. From case fan up to the motherboard again. And the graphic card wires connecting to our power supply. Next up, an additional storage would be added on our system unit, which is the HDD Seagate Barracuda 4TB 256 MB cache. So, installing the HDD is at the bottom of the case beside the power supply. And connect the HDD to the power supply and through the motherboard. Now that we're done installing the dust filter back at it again together with front panel. And screwing the two bottom part of the panel. Side panel for both sides and screw the four-part corner of the panel, same with the other side. Installing PCI lock at the back of the case, and lastly, connecting all of the peripherals to the motherboard using the back port of the system unit. And tada! Here it is. We are done with making or building up a computer. Thank you guys for joining me up to this part. I do appreciate it a lot. See ya!